Okay guys, so I started to do research today on a video that I am planning to do. And I was only finding the odd starter kit that provides sand. Because the video was going to be about sand and actually why it's bad, and not just an opinion of why it's bad, but the actual evidence that backs that up. Anyway, as I was looking for starter kits, I actually found myself getting angrier and angrier because these starter kits, both online and in store, both provided so much rubbish that you could save a lot of money and it would be more beneficial to your gecko to actually buy the stuff separately. So a common trend, especially online, is that they all come with light bulbs. I've done a video on this, so I'm not going to go over it again, but I'll put a link in the description below why light bulbs are really not good. Another thing they come with is heat rocks. Now, I don't think I've really covered heat rocks, but they are definitely not for leopard geckos at all. Yeah, it's just no good. And one thing I found quite bizarre is 2 out of 3 of these didn't even come with heat mats. Like, heat mats, as leopard geckos get the heat through their bellies, heat mats are awesome things. They're also very cheap. Whereas I think bulbs can be sometimes quite expensive, and I think this is where these pet shops are getting a big profit. And that's probably why they include them, because also, because I don't use bulbs, I don't know how often they need changing, but it is something that will need changing, so you can go back and buy more bulbs, and once again, they're just getting lots of money. Interestingly, these starter packs only include either one hide or no hides at all, and when doing a setup for a leopard gecko, I'd provide at least 2 hides, one for the hot end, one for the cold end. The cold end one can be doubled up as a moist hide, but if you have enough room, you could also just add a 3rd hide in there. Then, for my American viewers out there, I went and looked on PetSmart's website at what sort of starter kit they provide, and there was one by ZooMed. And reading through it, once again, it came with a daylight, a nightlight, sand. I mean, just all this stuff that you really don't need. It's not going to benefit your gecko. I then went to look on Pets at Home's website because I know someone asked me to look at their setup. They just got us a leopard gecko starter pack from Pets at Home. Now that one I think you can get in store because I've seen it, but looking online I can't find it. Once again, it comes with sand and lights. I do not get this weird trend when there's so much that says it's not good for them. Online, I was reading through what they say about leopard geckos and creating a nice environment for them. The website says that using the lights and the sand, it provides a nice desert environment, which they're from. I think when people say desert, they envision this just sand with like the odd rock and the just dying plant, and that's it. But Antarctica is classed as a desert. And they're really, when you look at the lands in Pakistan and Afghanistan and stuff, it's not sand like you would expect, like sand dunes and everything. So providing them with sand really isn't fulfilling their natural environment. I can say, honestly, I use EcoF, and that obviously, once again, isn't their natural environment, but nor is reptile carpet and kitchen roll. But it is definitely safer than sand. Also on the website they do say you can use stones and rocks to add some decor. Now if the rocks and stones are too small, once again they could easily be eaten by accident and they will not get digested and they will need to be removed by a vet. They do also say that you can use reptile carpet, so that's quite good that they provide that second option. Because there are a lot of starter packs that you would feel like, well, a pet shop's providing me with these. They're there to advise me and benefit my gecko, aren't they? But you've also got to think they're a shop and they want to get profit. And a lot of these starter packs, so much can be left out of them. And unfortunately, a lot of people do just get their advice from shops. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever tried to just say to someone, you know what, you really shouldn't be using sand. They get so angry. Has anyone else noticed that? I sometimes get tagged into conversations on Instagram because people are getting so angry. And they're like, well, the pet shop told me to. Like, well, fantastic. You've got your advice from one person in one pet shop. Like, if that's all where you get your advice from, then brilliant. I mean, that says more about you. Obviously, if you listen to me on here, I always say, you know, go ahead, do some more research. Read different things, read a book, go online and look up videos and scientific studies and so on. You don't have to just listen to me. At least you're being broad-minded. You're like really looking into what it's like to own a leopard gecko. Don't be one of those people who just listen to one person in a pet shop. So hopefully you take some good information from this. Thank you very much for listening to my ramblings, and goodbye.